This piece I'm going to do because John, aka the apprentice, threatened me. I'm not one for disclaimers, but it is not ready. It's not ready. It's really long. I'm sorry. Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, who is good? And who is judge? Is judge good, and if good, standard too? If standard objectively assumed right, for if not objective, then sometimes wrong. And if wrong when deciding who is good, then bad thing will happen to a good person. So objective then, we all agree? Good. But since agreed, we assume we are good, that we are right, that bad thing will never befall us, but we are wrong. And if wrong when deciding who is good, then bad thing will happen to good person, so we are not judged, so we judge not, or should not, but do. We a hypocrite. We a cop-out claiming, kill mine, I kill yours, to show you that killing is wrong. We are doing to others as you would have them do unto you, until the imbalance becomes obvious, until our right, met with wrong, makes the wrong reciprocate seem just, but in reality, we are just wrong. Wrong about who is right, wrong about who is just, wrong about who is judged. We still think us, and that is crazy. Judges can't be crazy, because then they would surely be wrong, and if that when deciding who is good, then bad thing will happen to good person. Judge must be good, must be objective, must not be hypocrite, should not be crazy. Judge should be God. Judge is God. God is what should be, God sees is, judges it could be, for if not, then is would be is not, for God's could not fails. Judges should not be impotent, should not fail, should not fall either, particularly into the well of people's well. If I were you, well, you're not. You good? Well, you should know. Bad things sometimes happen to good people. I wrote this poem for a 2-year-old kept alive by a ventilator. She was not a stranger, she was my angel. Doctors called her brain dead, father called her miracle, mother called her baby, I called her Selah. That's what they named her. Pause and reflect. Born with a warning for a heart, pause and reflect. Born a leaf in autumn on a day with unusually strong winds. Pause, and if surgeries were birthdays, I wonder if she'd call her 16 sweet. Reflect on her toddler of a brother who now has to wonder what happened to the tiny hand he held. Why he doesn't have a sister to watch anymore. Whether failing to protect her was his fault or God's. If his, is he good? If God's, what's the point? Or maybe I wrote this for the young boy who took a pause from war to illustrate his own storyboard, but dude ain't like the way he painted, so he chose to draw. They say bread still stains that floor. And yellow tape covers that door. And black hands clutch his best friend's heart, so maybe he won't love no more. And mama don't trust no more, I wish guns wouldn't bust no more. And all my folk who have lived so right kinda wouldn't get done so wrong. And I know that's not objective, but I wrote this for you. On that day when you felt the weight of the world on your throat, the heel of its boot on your heart, and in between gasps for breath and blood, you wonder what you had done to deserve it. Searched your mind for an answer, reached out to a friend and felt nothing but far away. Angered by their attempt to console you, from their dry eyes to their watered down words, everything they said was annoying, till you were ashamed to admit you hated them for not loving you enough to be good at this. You were hypocritical that day. I wrote this because it's hard. Hard to speak comfort in this life, where sense scatters from suffering like roaches run from light. See, none of our sanctimonious posturing can straighten the bent back of a weeping child wondering at the goodness of God. None of our well wishes wishing they were faithful declarations. Really nothing more than our inverted frustrations will work here at the intersection of belief and fear. Where the baby is dying, but the phone is ringing, and people are promising, decreeing, declaring that Selah will make it because God is faithful. Without asking God, we hand out his rulings. Folks are losing their faith in the midst of our musings, so be careful. Whatever you say, it better be good. Must be objective, not hypocritical. Can't be crazy, must be God. God, you gotta talk here. Wrap your righteous right hand around these vocal cords to ensure that when these words pour forth, they are yours. Explain how you have not failed, how you are not bad, how this bad is good, and instead of words, my page filled with tears at the silence that was right, was just, was judged. I realized in it, I never really thought about all of the bad that happens to the only one who was actually good. The silence was good, was objective, was not hypocritical, was not crazy, was God. God was silent, like a mother who had cried all of the tears that can show. The God who won't withhold the cross from his own flesh feels pain that I won't ever know. And I realized the question is not who is good, but who is God. Who is he that must take the spit that hits his face and make salve? Make Selah and place it in a world made perfect and reclaim her from the perfection we made mess of. Be hated for not apologizing because it wasn't necessary. Displaying a love that needs translation. Having to choose from the few who will answer the call to be translators. This is God. It is not us. Aren't you glad? Good.